Hello everyone, Danielle here from Community Distance. Danielle here from Learn Reiki Philadelphia. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki, and this is Gertie. Gertie, hi. Yeah, gonna give everybody a purr? There we go. Yeah. You can stay if you want to. It's up to you. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. If you're new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and set any requests for your personal well-being and healing. We're going to get things started off by building a beautiful crystal grid together exactly to all of your requests. If you're watching this as a video replay, hello from the past. If you want to skip ahead to just the Reiki, you can start looking at about the 1 hour to 1 hour 15-minute mark, and just look for where the lights begin to shift, and that'll be your cue to begin your journey there. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. It's wonderful to see you again, and thank you for your ongoing support. And yeah, let's go ahead in and yes, they have gotten so big. Yes, they have. So let's go ahead in and take a peek at everything and start building that grid. There we go. So there's our blank slate. We have, as usual, the copper spiral that helps to break up blockages and get the energy flowing optimally. And Gertie is just chilling on my lap. Awesome. Yeah, they have gotten really, really big. Oh, let's see. Violet integration, JS, Joanna, Stella, Rue, and T. Good to see you. Jennifer Vatsa. And Grace, you're still on the lookout for a new job. Gotcha. Yeah, you gonna be chill? Okay, yeah, you're gonna be chill. For now. So let's see what we got. So looking for... Oh, hang on a moment. Sorry about that. We had some copyrighted music. That'll get our stream shut down pretty much instantly if that comes through. So let's see. Better work environment, away from toxic coworkers, heart healing and love, and you need a better job soon. Gotcha. And looks like JS has very much the same, finding a job ASAP, financial help, creativity, and some garnet to assist in the actual applying for jobs. Gotcha. So let's do that. Let's bring in some garnet. Let's bring in some citrine. Let's bring in some sunstone. And let's bring in some tourmalinated quartz. And I think that that's a good start for a new job. So first things first, we'll bring in the tourmalinated quartz. So black tourmaline helps to break up energy, especially really not great energy. It tends to repel bad energy. And this quartz, which happens to just be green quartz, has black tourmaline running through it. So that's what makes it tourmalinated quartz. This is because black tourmaline repels negative energy, and it's going through quartz here. It's thought to really break up really stuck old energy, stuff from childhood, stuff from the past. It can also help really ground and release a lot of nervous energy as well, a lot of old traumas. This is often thought of as the scar tissue stone on the skin, like on the body, and in the emotions for sure. So if you've got really stuck patterns, this can help break that up. It's also superb for finding new ways of earning, like new streams of revenue, side gigs, new jobs, all kinds of different ways of creating revenue, but definitely including new jobs. So that is tourmalinated quartz. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. Because this happens to be a green specimen, it'll also be really good at breaking up emotional energy that's very stuck. We have garnet, and garnet is wonderful for organization, creativity, practicality. This is one that can help you to come up with a plan of getting things done and find the best way to get the things done. So if you're looking to apply, this would probably help you apply for as many jobs as possible in the shortest amount of time. It's also wonderful for finding balance and strength in times of pretty significant change, and changing jobs is absolutely one of those times. So we'll bring in Garnet. There we go. And I have a cat being very cute on my lap. Yeah, you ignored me all day, and then you see me sit at the desk and, oh no, now I want to play. Yes. Jenny, welcome in. Welcome in, Cebus. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'll go in a little bit more into Reiki in a little bit, but definitely not a religion. Definitely, it's more of like an energy healing technique. So, very passive, very surprisingly impactful. But for right now, we're just building a crystal grid. So feel free, if you have any special intentions for your personal healing, I'll go ahead and grab some stones and we will put them in the grid. And oh my goodness, Gertie, you're so cute. Yeah, apparently, if you want to know if it's real, if it's palpable, animals absolutely respond. So there's that. Let's see who else we have here. Oh, hey, Patty. Key is napping. All the best to Key. And I'm so glad. Oh, you came over from Eventbrite. Good to see you. See, Catherine, good to see you. Oh. Yes, little Gertie is absolutely here. Yeah, we're a fun group. Everybody's super chilling here, Cebus. Feel free to just go ahead and be yourself. I'm going to also bring in some citrine. This helps bring in financial abundance. But it's also good for manifesting the things we need to survive and thrive, like all of our basic needs kind of things. So if you're looking for a job, definitely helps with the income, but also helps with, bringing through all the things that you need to help you get there. This is one that helps you make the best decisions with the money you do have. It also helps to balance logic with intuition, just really allows for a more well-rounded way of looking at everything. It's also wonderful for addictions, compulsions, and even for nausea. So we'll bring in citrine. There we go, a little bit more. Let's see, citrine. And then sunstone will really help. Sunstone is a stone that can helps in a number of ways, but particularly with being seen and being noticed and recognized, to stand out to the person who might be interviewing you. This is one that helps with all of those things as well as luck. But really it helps to expand your own vision of what you're able to do. That's a really good sort of mentality to have when you're going on things like interviews. It also helps you to look at different jobs, and rather than saying like, no, I can't do that. No. It's looking at it and saying, wait, I kind of have done that. And well, I think I could learn that. This is a little bit more optimistic. It's also definitely a bringer of career opportunities as well as promotions, for sure. It also helps you if you're trying to market yourself, if you're like a small business owner like I am, or marketing yourself in the way of, going on interviews, applying for jobs. Also helps with protection against those who would exploit you financially too. So that is sunstone. So I hope that helps you all find some good opportunities for work, some really good, well-compensated work. Also going to bring in a piece of chrysocolla. This helps with encouraging you to follow your spiritual purpose and your soul's purpose. And I can't think of a better time than when you're looking for a new job. It also helps you to find new ways of being creative, like new medium to work with your creativity. So if you're usually into music, you may want to try sketching or painting or crafting or something along those lines. It's also just great for just encouragement as you say no to the things that aren't in support of your soul's purpose and very big yes to the things that are. So yeah, and making decisions that are in alignment with your highest good too. So that'll help you if you have to make those decisions like, do I take this job or that job? Okay. So yeah, so good to have you both. We'll also do some heart healing for Grace. We'll do some rhodonite. This one helps to heal the cracks of a broken heart, so you can open your heart to love once again. It's great for breakups and things, but also just loneliness, unrequited love, that kind of thing too. Also good for insecurities. Wonderful for anyone who is healing from a past that includes emotional abuse. Physically, it's very much equated to the lungs, as well as autoimmune stuff, allergies, and asthma. So that's rhodonite. So I hope that that helps. There we go. So yeah, let me know. And I will definitely bring in some other good stones too. I'm glad you had a great weekend, Jen. Yeah. How's my toe? Thank you for asking. I think it's back in. It was dislocated, for those wondering. Yeah, it feels like it's back in. A lot of times I'll work to snap it back in and it just pops out later. Just looking through everybody's requests. Hey, Bev Tom. Finance to pay off your debts. Gotcha. Okay, we'll definitely bring in lots of financial abundance. Okay, good stuff. So I'm going to keep going. I'll get to everybody's requests today. I'm just making sure I'm picking good stones that can complement a couple of different requests at the same time. Grief, self-love, and courage. And I'll keep bringing in stones about financial abundance too. So grief. Self-love. Courage, garnet has, but there's other stones for that too, including ruby, which I see was suggested. So I'll bring that in. Okay, so for grief, I'm going to bring in black onyx. It does so many incredible things. This helps to ground fear and anxiety as well as self-doubt, and it helps us to gain quite a bit more self-esteem, I guess you would say, self-respect too. But this is one that helps with grief in a deep way. It also helps with connection to our ancestors. This is one that can be highly protective of energy as well. So that can be very protective. So that will help you with the request around grief. And for courage, I'm going to bring in ruby. That absolutely brings a lot of courage, including the courage to be yourself. It's also a wonderful option if you're looking for help with management or leadership skills. Also helps to attract quite a bit of love. So this will definitely complement Grace's request too. So this is ruby. This is what ruby looks like fresh out of the ground. Yes, they actually do grow in this shape, which is so wild. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this, excuse me, near garnet because they do kind of complement each other really well. So there we go. We've also got Amazonite. This is a great stone for self-love and in general self-respect. It helps to, Bye, Gertie. Oh, wow, I am covered in cat hair now. You are getting brushed later. Yes, you are. You are so getting brushed later. But yeah, this helps with self-respect and also with seeing the need for self-care, prioritizing yourself, taking time to take care of you, even though you might be someone who tends to focus on taking care of others. This is also great for the nerves of the spine. So really the spine itself as well as the nerves that come from the spine. So this can be great for a lot of different types of nerve issues as well as back issues and back pain issues. So that's Amazonite. There we go. Okay, good. And we've got some requests for tea. The Passionate Unicorn, hope you're doing well. Help from the universe. You're tired of taking care of everyone and everything yourself. Amazonite was the perfect stone for that. Absolutely the perfect stone for that. So that's in there for sure. Oh, hey, Chris. Lots of love to you. Vincent, great to see you. Okay, cool. So let's do back up to T. Eloquence while filling out applications, abundance, lung and TMJ support, resilience and energy. Stonewise rutilated, green calcite, tiger eye, carnelian. You got it. Carnelian, tiger eye, green calcite, rutilated. So rutilated is one that it can bring a lot of energy into your body, mind, and spirit, but especially if you feel really run down, this is very helpful. And you can see what looks like tiny little hairs or inclusions in there. Those are the actual rutils. Kind of like the same idea as the tourmalinated quartz that we had just a bit ago. This is going through the quartz and it's thought to focus the healing energy to where it's most needed. And because of that aspect, it's long been considered a beautiful gift for someone who has cancer. Almost like I really hope all of the healing and all of the treatments you're going through go to where they are most needed and most helpful. And like I said, resilience of physical energy, also mental focus. Really big with this one. So rutilated quartz. Also going to bring in green calcite. It's my favorite stone for anxiety, but it does so much more than that too. It's very reassuring, it's deeply calming, and it helps to release the physical tension in our bodies that we hold because of stress and anxiety. It can help with, in general, lightening the mood and helping bring a little bit of a jovial kind of laughing nature to things. So green calcite, very calming, reassuring, wonderful antidote to anxiety. Bring that in. Carnelian helps with attracting love, and it's also wonderful for everything that has to do with creativity as well as relationships. So definitely the romantic relationships and the close relationships, but on a more macro level, how we relate to the world around us and everyone in it. This is also helpful for healing wounds, colds, and even allergies, and attracting really significant relationships. Like I said, creativity, but also fertility. So we'll bring that in. Tiger eye is a very protective stone, but also one that helps with kind of big picture thinking. It's one that helps you, it's great for things like study and research and looking up a lot of information. It's also really helpful for bolstering courage. It's great for strength and balance, and especially empowering yourself. If you need some support around your solar plexus chakra, which is your center of your personal will, self-identity, and what you want to do in life, this can be very helpful while also giving you perspective to make the right decisions. It's very much thought of as in alignment with things like entrepreneurship or anyone taking on like a big new responsibility. This would be very helpful. But yeah, very perceptive, this stone. So that is tiger eye, and very protective. So let's bring this in. I'm also going to go ahead and bring in, we have some good lung stones, but I'm also going to bring in howlite, because I know it always ends up making an appearance at some point. TMJ, and being that TMJ is impacting the jaw and especially like the joint right there, this might be really helpful. So this is howlite. On the physical level, this is wonderful for joints and the bones, strength of your bones, integrity of your bones, how your joints feel, how well they work, healing, etc. On more of a mental emotional side, this is anger, resentment, and frustration. Those really difficult emotions that when they're really volatile, it's hard for you to think straight. It's hard for you to be as precise as you want to be. This kind of takes the volatility down a notch so that you can make the best decisions that you can. So that is howlite. So, oop, there we go. There's another one. Okay. Thank you for being here, T. It's good to see you. All the best to you. And let's see what else we have. Joanna, freedom from old relationship rejection wounds. For your friend Tracy, absolutely. She's here listening with me. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you brought a friend. Yeah, we can do freedom from old relationship rejection. Absolutely. Affirmation Station, welcome in. Melissa Perrone, welcome back. Yes, and definitely, thank you, well said. Definitely good to see all the recent people joining us. Good to see you. Okay. So rhodonite is here, and rhodonite is really helpful with filling in the cracks of a broken heart, and also with like unrequited love and still being in love with someone in the relationship ending. It's good with that kind of stuff, specifically with the rejection and stuff. Let's see. And also, tourmalinated quartz can help break up really stuck energy and things like that. But the two that come up for me to bring out, one is mahogany obsidian. This can be very helpful with releasing any need for approval. And that's how it might be showing up. Almost like when we think about, wait, this person said this about me, or that was their feelings on me. So now I'm going to keep trying to change myself based on the opinions of somebody else. And that's where this stone can be really helpful with the kind of the root chakra aspect of it. We have another one for the solar plexus there. But this is letting go of anyone's needs for approval, being exactly who you are, feeling good about it. This helps also with releasing any anger that might be there, which could also be even round up with like any latent anger you might have around it. It's also great for vitality, strength, meeting goals, and also releasing perfectionism. I don't know if any of that applies to you, but this is an excellent stone for all those things. And so I'm going to bring a little bit of this in. So that is mahogany obsidian. Another one that I'm going to bring in is going to be yellow calcite, as well as blue kyanite. There we go. So yellow calcite helps with our self-confidence and how we feel about ourselves, who we are, not what other people say we are, but who we are, where we want to go. What is it that we feel we want in life? So yellow calcite brings in a lot of joy, but also that optimism, that self-confidence, the helping to bolster your sense of self-identity, knowing who you are, helping with boundaries, whether that's making the boundary or affirming the boundary and holding the boundary, which to me is always so much harder. and it's another one that helps you to prioritize what you feel is important and your desires rather than what someone else's impressions of that was. So we'll bring that in. This will also help those of you that are going on job interviews. And blue kyanite is a stone that helps us to love ourselves exactly as we are. Radical self-acceptance is a good way to put it. And when I say that, what I mean is that regardless of who or what we are or what we might want to change about ourselves at some point, that we still love ourselves fundamentally, and then we may choose to grow from that, which is a much better place to kind of start from. But yeah, this very much is a great stone to help you kind of bounce back from any of those rejection feelings. It's also helpful at understanding intuitive guidance. So whether it's dreams, reading tarot for yourself, anything like that, this is a stone that'll really support you to understand any kind of guidance that you get. So we'll bring in blue kyanite. Actually, let's go ahead and do, let's put these here. So all the best to you. And yeah, all the best to you, Tracy. Female things, especially nerve, muscle, and fluid retention. Absolutely. Prudence Jane, good to see you. Yeah, so let's do pink tourmaline. This is really great for hormones for anyone regardless of gender, but especially when it comes to women, it's everything gynecologically related. It's also great for migraines and neuralgia, so nerve pain. So it kind of hits both of those things. It can also be helpful for things like muscle weakness in particular, with any kind of like cycle related issues. I think I said migraine, also spinal injuries and mother-baby bonding. So this is pink tourmaline. And from there, I'll also go to Unikite. Now I was going to grab this for Jenny as well. I know we've been supporting her sister-in-law through a healthy pregnancy with twins, but this is a wonderful stone regardless of what phase in a woman's life things might be going through or what you might be experiencing in this moment, but especially pregnancy, labor, delivery, prenatal, postpartum, but also menopause and menses and all the things in between. It also has a strong connection with the cardiac system and moving the fluids throughout the body. This is thought to be very helpful for circulation and metabolism. Also helps with addictions, particularly quitting smoking. So this will help Patty as well as Jenny's sister-in-law. So let's bring this in. So that's Unikite. Let's see what we have next. For Jennifer Vatsa, continuing the momentum of positivity, moving forward, and connecting with your best self. I love that. So let's do, momentum of positivity. So we've got a lot of good positivity stones. Let's also do momentum and moving forward. Let's bring in some polychrome jasper. And I know you put in a request for some specific stones too, but I want to bring this one in. Polychrome jasper helps to kind of fire up our soul's purpose a little bit. It kind of gets us motivated. It's a really powerful motivator. It also helps with breaking up that kind of indifference, or if you feel really stuck, like you know what you need to do, but it's hard to get off the couch, this stone. It also helps with encouraging physical movement and vitality, especially with the arms and legs, but particularly the lower extremities. And it's connected with the Earth Star chakra. The Earth Star chakra is where it's beneath our root chakra. And that's where we can actually act on our soul purpose and our potential and make it actionable. Also helpful for joint health too, as well as confidence. So we'll bring in polychrome jasper. And let's see. Might need to just straighten things up a little bit. And as always, I will use a tarot card to help straighten things out, and then we will see which tarot card comes up. Let's see. Yeah, that one's just a little bit too straight up, so... There we go. There we go. And what was the tarot card? 10 of coins. 10 of coins. Lots of financial abundance. Reaching that culmination. Boy, do I really hope so. I think we all really do. Speaking of which, let's see. I'm going to get to Jennifer Vatsa's specific requests, but also, Bev, you had the request of paying off debts. We've got citrine in there. I'm going to bring in pyrite too. This helps with calling in financial abundance. It's fool's gold, and we like to believe that it calls in the real gold. It's also helpful for fever, the lungs, as well as the brain, specifically regarding memory. But this is really thought to help attract that abundance. When it comes to intuition, this is a stone that can help you to open to intuition while also calling on the proper protection so that you're hearing from the sources you want to hear from, and keeping you nice and safe while you check in. So that's pyrite or fool's gold. And all the best to you. I wish all the best to you. Patty, you're also trying to find a new path that fits who you are. Gotcha. Chrysocolla is helpful for that, but let's also do let's go ahead and bring in some blue apatite, actually. So blue apatite, and you know, it's kind of perfect given the name. Blue apatite helps with how we relate to food, and our relationship with food is one of the main things. So if you're looking to gain weight or lose weight, whatever the case may be, this is a wonderful stone. Also, if you're just looking to improve your relationship with food, whatever that healthy relationship looks like for you individually, this is a stone that can help you connect to that. When it comes to soul's purpose, this is a great stone to connect with it, feel what it is, get that guidance around it, and also get lots of encouragement and just courage in general with walking that path. It also helps with strengthening our auric field so that we're less likely to take on the energy of others. And it's wonderful for just general harmony and peace. So we'll bring in blue apatite. So that's blue apatite. There we go. Okay. And Jenny, I would like help being accountable and taking responsibility, setting on a choice and taking action. Absolutely. Setting on a choice and taking action. There's a couple of good stones in here for you on that, especially polychrome. But when it comes to accountability and responsibility and growing with that, that is very much a lapis thing. This is integrity in all of the ways that it shows up. So that includes things like honest, open communication, being very truthful and forthcoming. You know, if you say, yes, I can do this, actually following through and doing it, or reaching out early and saying, hey, hit a snag. Want to hold myself accountable that I promised this and I can't deliver. So let's see what we can do. This also helps with anyone who's disorganized. If you're trying to get more organized, this stone can help. It supports balance, like literal balance, things like vertigo, and inner ear stuff like hearing as well. But yeah, also pain and inflammation, really helpful for that. But yeah, in general, open communication, integrity, follow through, being a person of our word, holding ourselves accountable. Absolutely lapis. Absolutely lapis. So I hope that helps, and all the best to you as you make big actions. I hope that helps. Wonderful goals. Seven 23 only if she's 5'3". Ha 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 ha. Well said. Yeah, today's got a little bit of a portal action for sure. Okay, so chalcopyrite, rainbow moonstone, red tiger eye, chevron amethyst. Red tiger eye, chevron amethyst. Oh, I did find the dragon's blood. I had put it with my salt to clear it, and that's why I couldn't find it. I'm going to have to look it up again, though. Honey calcite, yeah. Okay, so let's start with some petrified wood. So petrified wood is what happens when a tree dies, and in the right environmental circumstances over time, rather than simply rotting away and turning back into soil, it actually slowly over time transforms into stone. And so this is a stone that can teach us quite a bit about endings and beginnings and big transformations, particularly like around meanings of like the death card and the fool card, which do have a link. So this is very much big time growth that seems like the end of the world kind of growth. So that's petrified wood. Opal is very helpful in staying safe and protected, especially if you're doing spiritual work. This helps you to remain unseen by any entities or energies or anyone that's not doing good healing work. So it's sort of like, hey, I'm here to do good work. I'm here to do healing work. I'd rather not be distracted by anyone else noticing me. It's like an invisibility cloak in that regard. So it's been considered a very protective stone since ever. Rainbow moonstone is actually jewelers would call this white labradorite. And moonstone and labradorite are very closely related. So this is sort of in between the both. If you look at it in just the right light, you can see some of the blue reflecting back. This is a stone that helps us to connect in things like channeling. It helps us to connect to our spirit guides, our angels. It helps us to bring back clear messages for others as well as ourselves. It helps us with divination, and a lot of the meanings of traditional moonstone also apply to this stone when it comes to connection to older spirituality, particularly wise woman traditions and all that kind of good stuff. This is very, very helpful. But yeah, a powerful clairvoyant type stone. So this is what's often called rainbow moonstone or white labradorite. Honey calcite is a lot of optimism, but it also helps us to attract the people that are best in our life right now based on who we are right now. This is a stone that harmonizes the sacral, the center of relationships, and how we relate to people and everyone and everything around us, and the solar plexus, which is our center of free will and personal identity and what brings us forward, our guidance, our wisdom, and our desires in life. So this helps to balance both of those and attract those people that are very much in resonance with where you are right now, that want to encourage you to listen to your sense of individuality and help you to relate that out into the world. So let's bring in the honey calcite. It's a very, very optimistic stone. And we'll also bring in some red tiger eye. This one also helps with calling in financial abundance, especially in a really quick hurry. But it's also a great stone for protection and anti-bullying, whether that's on the mundane, like regular kind of everyday way, like your colleagues, coworkers, things like toxic workplace, like Grace, lots of love for you. Hopefully this will be helpful too. Black onyx will also be helpful for you too. But this is one that helps with people who would gaslight and triangulate and sling mud about you or whoever else it might be. Also on the spiritual side of things, if people are into that kind of low behavior, if someone's doing anything from psychic attack to negative spiritual work, this is a very powerful stone of helping to just sort of ground that energy and not take it on. So that is red tiger eye. But yeah, also good at manifesting financial abundance in a hurry. So there we go, red tiger eye. Chevron amethyst helps us to connect in channel as well. And it's very connected to the angelic realm. It helps us to connect with our angels and hear them better. It helps us to hear their responses. Helps us to send up our requests. And the difference between standard amethyst and chevron amethyst is if you look at those kind of stripes that are in there, it looks like a chevron. That's exactly what the difference is. Yeah, very angelic. Also very good for anything that is degenerative. So whether that's like a degenerative disc or neurodegenerative, whatever the case might be, this is thought to be very helpful for that. So there we go. It's also great for clairvoyance as well as tolerance of others. Chalcopyrite, we are just beginning to scrape the surface of all the cool things that this stone can do, particularly things like executive function and focusing and being able to plan like order of operations kind of stuff. Also finding things that are lost. I think, as I'm facing a move of my own, this is going to be a really helpful stone. For those of you who missed it, I have to move. I have to find another apartment. Something that's happening all over Philly, apparently. All the landlords have just decided, oh, there's no rent control. Give me $200 extra a month. Because why not? And my answer is, that's not a very good answer. But you can have your apartment back. Yes, you can. So yeah, as I go through all of that while working and everything else, can always use it. The chalcopyrite is the goldish kind of looking in between. The clear quartz, any stone that is in or around clear quartz amplifies what's already there. So it makes it even stronger and louder. And for dragonstone, or dragon's blood, as it's sometimes called, we looked it up. Where did I find it? Found it, I think, in here. This is a stone I haven't really worked with before. Yes, so dragonstone. Now, not to be confused with dragon's egg, which is septarian, which we also have. But dragonstone, this helps with, it can often be called dragon jasper, even though it's not a jasper. But this has a very optimistic energy, gives strength and courage that we need to change, gives the immune system some good physical regeneration. It's great for the thyroid, nervous system. It helps to relieve grief and loss and help you see the beauty in life again. Helps to dispel self-pity, helps you to have patience and to learn from your own mistakes, and benefits matters of finance, science, and research, which is fascinating. And the book that I'm taking that from is one of my ultimate favorites. The Crystal Healer by Philip Permut, specifically The Crystal Healer Volume 2 by Philip Permut. He is more popular in the UK than he is in the US, and I love his take on things. His book on crystal grids is also superb, and I believe, Jennifer Vatz, I believe you also mentioned that you love his book on crystal grids. So if you're looking for a book on crystals, his are wonderful. His and Cassandra Eason are some of my favorites to get started with. So we'll bring in, and this is, by the way, what the stone looks like, which is really cool. I've heard it called dragon's blood. That's usually the way I hear it called most, and you can see with that deep kind of like oxblood red, you can kind of see why. So that is dragonstone or dragon's blood. So let's put these here. Cool. So all the best to you. And I think we got all your requests. And thank you for being here, Patty. And then Jennifer Stones. Awesome. You recall that Dragonstone had I'm not sure if that was for chalcopyrite or, well, anyway. Oh, hey, Sharmi, good to see you. Kanta, good to see you too. Oh, wow. Nice. Good to see you all. Okay, so back up to Jennifer's requests. Kunzite, rhodochrosite, Lemurian, Herkimer. And let's start with kunzite. So pink kunzite is an extremely high vibrational heart stone, but even more than that, I feel like it's very connected with the way we connect with we are one, we are all interconnected. Whenever I hold this stone, I start thinking and getting pictures in my mind of the Kuan Yin, who was the bodhisattva who hears the sounds or the suffering of the world. This is one that allows you to kind of bring your pain to it, and then it helps to open your heart and even expand your heart to hold more unconditional love energy. So it's a very high vibrational heart healing stone. There we go. Herkimer helps with manifesting, connection to divinity, and with intuition, as well as, like, I feel like it very much empowers manifestation. But it also helps you to be in the present moment, which I would say is the best place to be when you're thinking of your next steps and what you need. Being firmly where you are, grateful for what you have, and now out of that, what are my next steps? This helps with balancing energies that just don't seem to jive or seem to balance or mesh well. It helps also with with relaxation in general. And I don't know anyone that doesn't want more relaxation vibes in their life. So this is Herkimer diamond, which is not a diamond. It is actually a form of clear quartz that formed in the earth in the Herkimer, New York region of the US. So there we go, and there we go. Okay. Lemurian quartz helps with, and this specifically, this is blue mist Lemurian quartz. This helps with very old energy and learning from the past and healing very old things, including past lives, especially past lives. This can help us to release that pain of the past and start to heal the emotional pain that's underneath. It can help us to learn about ourselves as we walk through that self-healing journey, which is very empowering. And it can also help with facilitating that past life healing for someone else, as well as doing it for yourself. So we'll go ahead and bring this in. And old stuff could also be this life but childhood, or it could have a connection to past lives, or both, which is oftentimes the case. So let's see. I'm gonna put, because I know Sunday grids tend to get a little bit crowded in a good way. So let's go ahead and, the points feel like they want to go inward tonight. So let's do that. Okay. And rhodochrosite. So rhodonite is pink and black. Rhodochrosite is pink and white. This is very helpful for heart circulation, telepathy, connection to ancestors, and even our deceased animal companions, asthma, stress, headache, but most importantly, mother-child bonding and the healing of everything around that. This life, past life, all the lives. So definitely things like developmental trauma, this can be very helpful for, or if you have some kind of strain or any kind of trauma around relationship with your mom or with your children, this can be very helpful. So that's rhodochrosite. And we'll go ahead and squeeze that in here. Good stuff. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Jennifer. Good to see you. And Cebus. Oh, that sounds really cool, Cebus. I love blessing boxes. Let's see. I think that's a really good way to do it. QR codes are helpful for that. Let's go ahead and help with, it sounds like you need some help with like communicating, like to get the people connected so that they can get the help they need and like connecting them to the help that's available. Let's bring in some sodalite to help with that. So sodalite is helpful for every kind of expression, whether it's spoken, written, performed musically, if it's sung, if it's danced, however you're communicating or getting your point across, this will very much help. It's also wonderful for coming to terms with things around getting older. It's also wonderful for different types of symptoms around menopause, which I wish I'd known about that when I went through menopause early, so could have been helpful. But it also helps with grounding impulses, and it's known to be very, very helpful for anyone who feels homesick. So sodalite, I hope that the work that you do gets all the support that it possibly can, and I hope that this helps you get the word out to the right people and that you get the inspiration you need to make that happen. So go ahead and do some sodalite. There we go. Wonderful. And For Chris, you're asking for Evelyn, rhodochrosite's there, and peace and harmony. We've got blue apatite there for that. Hey, Heart. I hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, Vincent. I really appreciate that. Yeah, if anyone wants to learn about my Reiki classes, they're live and online. You can learn more at learnreikiphiladelphia.com, and they're linked in the description too. Thank you for that. Yes, and yes, Kanta, definitely perfect housing situations for us all. Yes. May everyone, everywhere have a comfortable home. Everyone deserves it. Let's see. So let's get some of Chris's requests. So rose quartz, we got a couple of them. So let's do rose quartz, aventurine, moonstone, standard moonstone, rose quartz, aventurine, rose quartz, aventurine, moonstone, emerald, malachite. Let's start with some malachite. Malachite it's helpful for so many things, especially pain, inflammation, and arthritis, which is so helpful for so many of us. It's also helpful for anxiety. It can give a slight boost to things like depression, but more than anything, this is a stone that helps take really difficult emotions and helps us to bring it through our heart chakra and process them without getting stuck in them, process them without getting overwhelmed by them. This may also help, I believe it was Tracy, there was breakup trauma there. This might be really helpful for that too. A lot of grieving and then letting go of the past. This can be really helpful. Also helps with fears and phobias, very connected to Archangel Raphael, which has to do with physical healing. And in general too, the connection to the liver, spleen, pancreas on the physical level. So that is malachite. So let's go ahead and put this here and here. There we go. Emerald helps with bringing back a zest and excitement for the things in life that maybe we've fallen out of excitement with. It kind of reignites that excitement. It also helps with healing physical tissue in the body, and it's wonderful for everything involved in breathing, your entire upper respiratory system. This is really helpful. It's also great for restoring confidence around your appearance, and I can think of no better time for that than bathing suit season. Couldn't we all use a little bit of extra support in how we feel about ourselves? Green aventurine helps us with expanding our vision of how we see ourselves and our own potential and the things that we can do. It's very encouraging. It also helps heart rhythms, allergies, and eye problems. And especially if you are tasked with learning something that you doubt yourself on, you doubt your abilities on, this can really encourage you to say, maybe I can do that. What else have I done? Hey, maybe I can do this thing too. But yeah, very encouraging to help you to see what you're really capable of. So, whoops. There we go. Moonstone helps us to connect with the lunar cycles, and with that, really all of the cycles that have to do with nature, because the moon does control the tides, and we're a water planet and we're all very much water-based beings. This also helps with attracting love and connection to divine wisdom, old, especially very ancient healing traditions and wisdoms, as well as releasing patterns and connection to the divine feminine. Also helps with coming to terms with or accepting divine timing, especially when divine timing isn't in alignment with our preferred timing. So this is helpful. So you can see how it kind of complements Rainbow Moonstone. So let's go ahead and put this under the sodalite. There we go. Rose quartz, we all know and love rose quartz. This is one that can help us when it comes to opening our heart chakra, but also with letting go. And we talked about that with malachite. This is a stone that can make it a lot easier for things like malachite to work and for us to process things, because it's such a consistent and high vibrational loving energy that it reminds us there's something better that can come in and replace that, rather than thinking, well, if I let this go, I don't know what'll replace it. It might be worse. This is one that reminds you, like, no, might be better. So rose quartz for sure. Let's put that under our tourmalinated quartz. There we go. Awesome. And we've also got, rutilated, we've got an obsidian, we'll grab some iolite, we've got pyrite citrine, sapphire, we've got blue apatite, we've got ruby. Okay. Sapphire is very angelic and very high vibrational. If you do any kind of mediumship or channeling, this is a stone you need to know about. So that is raw sapphire. This helps with speedy justice, protective and healing of the thyroid. It helps with dementia, the individual impacted by it, as well as their care team, which is usually friends, family, and all the good people around, as well as the eyes and ears. But this is a highly angelic stone. It helps you to connect with not only your angels, but your higher self and your spirit guides. And it can help with envisioning the potential for positive change when everything is up in the air and it's hard to convince yourself that it could be for the best. So that is sapphire. If you're going to use it for something like channeling or any type of intuitive work, this also helps with, if you're doing that kind of work for someone else, it helps you to find the most meaningful words to share with your querent so that they'll find the most meaning in it. So there you go. And it's definitely one that you want to have a good grounding practice around. It's very potent. The next is iolite. This is another stone that can be very helpful with weight loss if that's your goal, but also helpful with money management, better sleep, especially if what's keeping you up or impacting your sleep is intuitive stuff or energetic stuff. If you have a hard time grounding before bed, iolite can be very helpful. It's great for shamanic work and any kind of envisioning, like if you're somebody who has very intense visions when you connect intuitively, this will help with that clairvoyance. So this is iolite. So we'll put a piece, I'm going to put a piece right here. There we go. Okay, awesome. Good to have you here as always, Chris. Oh, happy early birthday, Charmy. Yes, I added lapis. I did add blue apatite. Absolutely. I did add blue apatite, but don't feel bad asking for something that's already on the grid. I'll let you know. It's all good. Because you never know. There might be another stone that kind of has a complementary vibe that I might think to grab. And let's see. The passionate unicorn. You fell asleep during your last Reiki session. It was very much needed. You have not slept well in weeks after your concussion. Oh, I've had concussions. Oh, they impact you in the weirdest ways, and it's just inescapable. All you can do is just sort of, live with it. It's very, it's a very futile type thing. I'm so glad you fell asleep during my last Reiki session. I'm so, so glad. And yeah, if you can also try to watch any of the old pre-recorded ones. Like anytime I do a Reiki session, I love having people here. But also if you're like, I'm really struggling to sleep, go ahead to the past healing live stream playlist. There's over 340 videos that you can grab. And the energy, Reiki energy isn't confined to just how this dimension is. Like, I can only be in one place at one time, but that's not true of Reiki. So it will be available to you in the future after it's recorded. So you can always use the past healing live streams if like it's the middle of the night and you're just not sleeping. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Head injuries, even the allegedly mild ones, like there is no such thing as a mild head injury. Concussions are awful. So all the healing in the world to you. See. Intentions for prosperity for Vincent, absolutely. And angel guides for affirmation station, absolutely. So abundance for Vincent. Is there any other abundance stones that I didn't already use? Let's see. Got pyrite. Let's go on ahead because we have citrine, pyrite, red tiger eye. Let's go, and we've got some good manifestation stones. Let's go ahead and bring on cinnabar. Cinnabar is actually mercury, so be very careful with this one. If you purchase it, more than likely you're going to get one that looks like this. And this is some kind of quartz in the background. But those little red spots, that's the cinnabar. Cinnabar, for a long time, mercury was used for tons of things, including medicinally, until we realized how toxic it was. And one of the things it was used for centuries was for merchants. It's long been heralded as the merchant stone. It's thought to attract customers to a business. So if any of you have like side hustles or you work for yourself, this is another stone of bringing in that abundance. But yeah, we've got all the good abundance stones in there, but why not bring one more in? But yeah, there we go. Angel guides, we've got some good angel ones in there, especially sapphire. But while we're here, let's bring in some celestite. This is definitely connection with your angels, your guides, your highest self, helping to hold that space of connection and understanding, the ability to discern things like thoughts from fears, from guidance, because it can get really confusing to tell those things apart sometimes. And it's also great for physical pain because it kind of helps, it changes how we are connected to our body, so it changes our perception of pain. And it's very closely related to angelite. In fact, if you have celestite under the surface, or if you have angelite under the surface of the earth long enough, it turns into celestite. And so while we're on the topic, let's bring in that angelite, which, as the name would suggest, definitely brings in the angels. It helps with, it also helps with how we benefit from things like sound healing. And it's a highly potent means of spiritual protection, but this is one that can help you to connect to your spirit guides and your higher self and your guides in general in a way that feels like they're right there. It's very apparent. So I hope that this helps you too. So let's go ahead and bring this in. We'll put that right behind the rose quartz. There we go. So all the best to you. Good to see you, Affirmation Station. Yeah, that Friday 4 p.m. one. Yeah, the Friday 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., both of them made people sleep. I got a lot of messages around that, like, oh, I just needed to sleep, apparently. Something for forgiveness of self and others, Prudence Jane. You got it. Okay. So, aquamarine. This can help with forgiveness, whether it's yourself or others, and also whether it's, I forgive you to give you another chance, or I forgive you to set you free and to set me free, kind of thing. It also helps with deflecting really like petty, low vibe behavior, people taking their aggressions out on someone that is not the cause of their aggression. We joke that it's the anti-Karen stone. Very much may justice prevail, but also part of that justice is also not beating up on ourselves. So there's that too. It also helps all the fluids in the body as well as the teeth and the gums. So that is aquamarine. I'm going to go ahead and put in a big piece right here. And as far as being kinder on yourself, like forgiving yourself, in addition to that one, the mahogany obsidian can be really helpful. It helps with letting go of any kind of perfectionistic tendencies, which is like, I should know better, I should always be this level. It helps you to kind of let go and let yourself off the hook a little bit too, and helps you to, really helps you to let go of that and see your value as your value as a person as separate from all of the individual instances of actions. There's also epidote. If you tend to be a little hard on yourself, epidote is a good one. It helps to change the way that we talk to ourselves, like our inner monologue. It's like negative self-talk. That's something I struggle with quite a bit. This can help us to change that around. It's also great for recovery for injury, illness, and things like that. But the way that we speak to ourselves is an extension of how we see ourselves, and this can help with both sides of that. It also helps with the nervous system, the skin, and it's thought to help the brain, specifically around things like Parkinsonism and connection to the fairy realm. So we'll bring in epidote. If it looks like unakite, that's because epidote is in unakite. So we'll go ahead and bring out some epidote. So all the best to you, Prudence Jane. And yeah, also howlite helps with anger and resentment, as well as frustration. And sometimes when we're angry at ourselves, or we haven't forgiven ourselves, or we're struggling with forgiving someone else or ourselves, it can show up as resentment instead of anger. It's like anger is pretty obvious. It's like, grr. Resentment is what happens when we we feel like we're releasing anger, but we're not. We're just stuffing it down farther. Sometimes it can show up as resentment. So this can be a helpful stone too with that. So all the best to you. I hope it's helpful. Key needs some hormone balance too. Okay, cool. Is there any particular or specific ones you want to request? Because I can also just grab one. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Joanna and Tracy, lots of love to you both. And let's see. I'm going to think of what other... Definitely pink tourmaline is good for hormones in general. Unakite also. Yeah, let me know if there's any specific ones too, but pink tourmaline is great for everybody as well. Let's see. Add some crystals for today's portal. I'm going to think about one that could be really good for that. Yeah, definitely. So angel stones we got. Charmy, it's your birthday tomorrow. Yay! Start this next year of your life with great energy. Intention is to have gratitude, be open to new beginnings, and all the good that is meant to come in. That's beautiful. So let's see, a good new start stone. Let's bring in Picture Jasper. This is envisioning future potential, seeing the big picture, seeing new adventures, new opportunities. It's also great for like big changes and shifts too. Like if you're going to be changing your whole surroundings, like new culture, new language, that kind of stuff, whether it's for travel or like moving abroad, whatever the case might be, it's helpful for that. Also helps with finding and releasing hidden fears that might be holding you back. And yeah, big picture, envisioning future potential. This sounds like it's right up the alley of where you're at. Also sunstone, really helpful for that too. And sunstone is right here. So let's bring in some Picture Jasper. Sorry if you're hearing motorcycles ripping by. It's a beautiful Sunday night, and I kind of can't blame anybody for wanting to be out. It's not oppressively hot. It's not humid. It's actually just delightful. So enjoy it while you can, right? I love the way you all are so supportive of each other. It seriously is my favorite part about being on YouTube, is seeing all of you being so loving and supportive to each other. Disconnecting from the energy of others. Yeah. And I think, and so heart, good call. And also, Charmy, I kind of was thinking of like adding this in for you too. So I think it's perfect. Let's bring in the whole like sweeping the old away and like bringing in the new. So let's do some deep energy clearing. Let's bring in some Dalmatian Jasper. Let's do the big ones. So when we were discussing tourmalinated quartz, it was black tourmaline, which helps to repel negative energy going through quartz. This is what happens when black tourmaline goes through jasper. We get speckled, spotted jasper. These are actually big sticks of black tourmaline going through. We just see one spot of it, so it looks like a Dalmatian. This helps with clearing our energy field of the energy we no longer need, whether it came from us or someone else, doesn't matter, letting it go on its way. Also helps with cooperation, people coming together and kind of clearing what was there before and being open, honest, and working together. Helps with digestive issues, especially things like Crohn's and IBS. And it also helps with like if you've gotten overly cynical, this can help to break that up too. So we'll bring this in for some nice energy clearing. So hopefully if it's around family stuff, it can, where optimal, help to bring about cooperation, and where not optimal, just kind of sweep the energy to the side. I'm also going to bring in some shungite. This helps to relieve stress, emotional blocks, and energy blocks in general. Shungite is actually used as part of water filtration systems. In fact, the water filter system you have at home may have shungite in it. This is one that usually absorbs those negative things so that we don't ingest them. And so it basically does that on the energetic level too. It absorbs things from our field that we don't really need there. Whether it's emotional pain, stress, or just really old stuck energy, it helps to work it out. It also helps to keep your energy field clear, especially if you're someone who's sensitive to electromagnetic fields. Like if you spend a lot of time around electronics and then feel that kind of underwater, where am I? Like you need a nap, unfocused, very tired sort of feeling. That can be a really helpful stone. So that is shungite. And I also added mahogany obsidian is in there too, heart, which also helps with like releasing our connection to the opinions of others kind of thing. Jason Smith, I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. What would you suggest for healing for my mom's physical and mental health? Let's see. There's some really good, like, multi-purpose, all-around amazing stones that kind of touch on both on a very general way where it's not getting into specifics. And one I actually grabbed earlier, I had a feeling it was coming out, and that is tree agate. And I feel like this is one that Patty really likes as well. So tree agate is actually sacred in Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga. And in Ayurveda, we're familiar, or some of us might be familiar-ish with the chakras, the main energy centers in that system. But that's just like the tip of the iceberg. It's a much more complex system. And there's these channels through which energy moves throughout the body for everything. And it's sort of like if you think of your vascular system, like we have our heart, we have our aorta, our carotid, we know about the big ones. But then there's all the little tiny capillaries down to our fingertips that even when we poke ourselves with something really tiny, we get a little bit of blood. This helps with the nadi. The nadi is spelled in English N-A-D-I. Those are even down to the tiniest little tubes through which energy flows in the body. And it's thought that no matter what types of imbalances you have, this helps to achieve balance. So no matter what is out of balance and in what direction, this is a stone that's going to help bring about balance. So that's tree agate. And so I will bring this in. Let's go ahead and do one there and one here. And that can help with energy and physical vitality everywhere. And also there's a very similar-ish stone that is popular in Chinese medicine, and that is moss agate. So that's moss agate, which looks a lot like tree, except that it's a little translucent in the back. So this helps on the physical level for things like infections, illnesses, anything that's spreading through the body really quickly. And on a spiritual level and emotional level, this helps with inner child work, higher self work, fears of the unknown, connection to nature, which can be very rebalancing, and unconditional love and connection to spirit. So that's moss agate. Yeah, they're kind of sprinkling, and that's okay. They'll go where they need to be. And for help with mental health, let's do lepidolite. This is one that I'm not going to tell you to go and put this in something and drink it. In fact, please don't. But lepidolite is actually, it's lithium mica, and that's that sort of purplish, silverish. Yeah, lithium, like the mental health medication that's been getting used since the 1940s. That's been getting used since by the Greeks since ancient times. But it does impact some people positively and some quite the opposite. So don't just go take it. As far as being a crystal, the energy of it is very supportive for mental health, especially depression, but really any kind of mental health thing. It helps to soothe and calm and understand the emotions. It also helps to bring attention to patterns and thoughts and things like that that need to be released, maybe beliefs that we have that we can reevaluate. It helps to bring attention to that. And it also helps with discernment. So we'll bring this in, and I hope that that helps. I hope that that helps with your mom and with all of us. The energy of the crystals is like as most of you know, because you've been here before, I never look at the crystals as like a replacement for anything else. I look at it as a complement to everything else. So I take my mental health meds, because there's no shame in that. I take lots of Reiki. I meditate. I watch my diet. I hang out with crystals. I do lots of Reiki. All of these things together I found to be really helpful. So I hope that helps too. And welcome here. You're always welcome here. Grateful for meditation, naps, and napitation. Yes. Sometimes it just goes into napitation. You're right. Past sessions totally work. I'm really glad that they do. Oh, hey, Maria. Good to see you. I hope you're having a relaxing weekend too. Thank you, Heart. Those are really kind words. You've brought us together in kindness, healing, and joy. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So it looks like we're ready to get into the healing because, yeah, we're getting on 9:30. So let's see. Oh, Allison, good to see you. Yep, we are always in sync. Isn't it wild? Good to see you, Allison. Yeah, definitely closing chapters and welcoming new energy. I am all about that. I affirm. For me too. Yup, angels, guides, I affirm that. Yeah, we've got a lot of astrological stuff going on, and we're in Leo season, so Charmy, happy Leo season, and happy birthday to you. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and get ready for the Reiki portion. So those of you who've been here before have heard me say all this stuff a million times, but if you would like to help me lift the energy of where you are and this beautiful collective energy that we're sharing today, go ahead and come on into the chat and hit the like button if you haven't already, shameless plug. And while you're in the chat, go ahead and share anything that you're grateful for, anything at all. Those gratitudes will boost the energy up for you and for all of us together. While y'all do that, I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and how to make the most of this session, and then we're going to dive right into the healing. So let's do it. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm so honored to have you here with me today. I've been teaching Usui Reiki for going on 15 years. Yep, it'll be 15 years this September. So if you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification courses, if you want to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, go ahead and visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description, as well as in the description you'll find all the links for my social media, my email newsletter, which has my most frequent sales and all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I absolutely love doing this with all of you. So what is Reiki? Well, Reiki's become more or less like a catch-all term for energy healing. But specifically, I work with Usui Reiki. This particular method is created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s, and it's based on very ancient principles, but it was created at a very terse time in Japan's history, and it is very secular, yet incredibly deeply spiritual. The understanding of energy at the foundation of Usui Reiki is, to understand it best, we're best to look at Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything has a soul, and all of those souls are interconnected and interlinked, and you have this wonderful spirit, as however you define it to be, spiritual energy flowing through everyone, everywhere. And the theory is that this energy supports your individual body, mind, and spirit to make best use of it, to bring you to the best level of healing that you are in at this moment in time. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy that's already flowing through all of us and direct more of it to you wherever you happen to be watching this and whenever you're watching this. More on that in a moment. And essentially bringing more of it to you, allowing your body, mind, and spirit to make best use of this, bringing you into an even higher level of healing and balance. So what do you need to do to receive this energy? Have an open heart and mind, but you don't have to do anything. I usually suggest that you find the most comfortable place for you, either sitting up, laying down. You can close your eyes, you can fall asleep. That's almost encouraged. If you want to, you can move around, you can stretch, bend, do some yoga, you can journal, you can throw some cards, you can play some music, whatever feels right for you in this time, because it's all about you. So trust yourself and enjoy this time no matter what. And if at any time you feel like you need to get up and get something, go ahead and then come on back. If you need some help sinking back into the session, just take a deep breath in and out, and it'll be like a nice reset. During the session, I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that they'll move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point in time will they flash or strobe, and I'll turn the music up. If you'd like to learn more about our musical creator, go ahead and check the bottom of the description to learn more about her. And let's see, did I leave anything out? Distance and time. So because we're all interconnected and this energy is flowing through all of us, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the stream, we are bound, as humans, are bound by the rules of this dimension, which is that we can only be in one place at one time. Does not apply to Reiki energy. So it is there regardless of what time it is or what time I'm offering the energy. You can receive it whenever you happen to stumble across this video. So anytime that you may have found this, hello from the past, enjoy your session. And any of you that are here, if you ever feel like you need some Reiki and I'm not live, go ahead and check out our past healing live stream playlist where you can just enjoy and sort of absorb those good healing vibes whenever you need it most, including when you're trying to go to sleep and can't, that kind of thing. Other than that, it's an honor and a blessing to be able to provide this healing energy to all of you. I deeply appreciate every single one of you. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same time, every week. So go ahead and click the subscribe button with the notification bell on so you don't miss an opportunity. And you can also go ahead and just enter it into your calendar, old-fashioned style. But let's go ahead back over to the grid. During this session, which will last 25 minutes, I will connect to this energy and direct it to all of you for your greatest healing good. During this time, you may feel some physical sensations, have some emotions rise up or get released. Mentally, you may work some things out in your thoughts or hear your subconscious. Spiritually, you may just suddenly have some clarity, something might break through for you, and you might just take a really beautiful healing nap, and isn't that amazing? So whatever the case happens to be, I hope you have a beautiful session. I will send this Reiki for 25 minutes, and at the end, I will let you know, you'll hear my voice come back in, invite you to take a few deep breaths. And at that point, I'll reopen the chat so you can ask any questions that you might have. You can share any experiences. If you're watching this after the fact, you can go ahead and email me through my website. I'll do my best to get back to you ASAP. Thank you again so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege. And let's go ahead back to the Reiki healing. Did somebody say cookies? I want cookies. Are they gluten-free cookies? Do they have nuts in them? I'm allergic to nuts, peanuts and tree nuts, and I have celiac disease. But that's okay, because I can bake, and I can cook, so I can make everything that I want. But yeah, I'm also grateful for cookies. Everyone is grateful for cookies. I second this. So everyone enjoy your session. I will see you all in 25 minutes, and thank you for being here. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly move your fingers and toes. Slowly come back. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It was an honor and a pleasure. And if you have any questions or anything to share, go right ahead. Heart, if you're still here, thank you so much, and same to you. Hey, Paul, I hope you're well. You're absolutely welcome. Good to see you. Anytime I take a sip of water and one of the cats sees, they have to come over and see if they want any. But alas, it was peppermint tea, so they weren't interested. You're so welcome, Chris. And Chris, I just noticed your text. Thank you for your offer. I'll reach out to you, but thank you so much for your offer. That was really sweet of you. Lots and lots of love to you. I've been having trouble with texts for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Catherine, you're so welcome. It's good to see you. Lots of love to you. I hope you have a good week. I hope we all do. Thank you, Patty. I hope you have a good rest of your evening, and I hope that you and Key have a wonderful week ahead. And I'll just give a few more moments before I get ready to go ahead and wrap up the stream. I know we went a little bit later than we usually do. Oh, you're welcome, Charmy, and happy birthday! Oh, I appreciate you too, and this community is amazing. I'm so grateful for all of you. Awesome, Rue. I'm so glad it was helpful. So my next stream, as usual, is going to be Tuesday at 8 p.m. East Coast US time, but I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times every week. You have a blessed night too. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude, and I hope to see you all again very soon. So have a beautiful evening, a beautiful week. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.